goal here is to win this championship. We're not here just to win some games.
Guys are hungry, ready to prove themselves. We know we're being doubted, but we're not going to let anybody write our story. We're going to write our own story.
Get ready for a new chapter in Packers football.
I think everybody really pretty much betting against us. We like having that narrative out there so it can shock people.
Touchdown!
New faces, but the mission remains the same.
The expectations of what we need to do as an organization hasn't changed.
This place is called Title Town for a reason. Can't stop until we get it.
We preview the 2023 season next on Total Packers. Hello and welcome to the Total Packers season preview presented by Software One. I'm Larry McCarren. The 2023 season is about to begin and we're talking a brave new world. The start of the Jordan Love era in Green Bay. And to date, he's gotten a very warm reception from all those with a vested interest. Jordan, you talk to the guys in the locker room, and they have totally embraced you. The fans also seem to have embraced you. Where does that rank on your scale of importance? How does that feel?
It's pretty awesome. I mean, I think after family night, when I was doing my interview with John Kuhn, and he introduced me, and the fans all, went nuts. It was awesome. That was just my first time, kind of feeling that love inside of Lambeau.
For your whole life, except for the last 3 years, you've been the guy. So what you're doing now is you're kind of returning to what you always have done.
I mean, you said it perfectly. You're used to being in there, being the guy, and running the show, and then obviously that's the hard part is relearn to be a backup and not be the guy that's on the field. When you so badly want to be out there. So that's definitely the hard part. So this is the easy part right here.
When you are QB1, the guy, does your relationship with Matt LaFleur change at all?
We've got closer through this experience of me being QB1. Obviously, we're talking a lot more. Since I came back this offseason, we've been meeting a lot and discussing plays and trying to get dialed in exactly what we want to be doing this year, just so we're on the same page.
An NFL game is kind of bedlam. An NFL practice can be pandemonium. How do you stay calm?
NFL is hectic. Being in the game, in the moment, plays are very hectic. So if things go bad one play, if you get stuck on that play, and it's hard for you to be able to refocus for the next play, and it kind of can just go downhill. So I try and just after every play, not get too high, not get too low, just reset, focus on what I got to do out there, and everything's gonna plan itself out.
You're not afraid to put the ball into tight spaces. Have you always been that way?
I put it as I'm just confident in my arm ability, and I like being able to try and make tight window throws. Some might call it risky throws, but that's always kind of been how I play. I'm never scared of making mistakes out there, and that's one thing I try and continue to work on is don't just be fearless out there. You can't be scared to, I might throw this tight window, it might get intercepted, it might not be the result I want, but no, I let it rip and learn from every moment I have out there, but definitely never been someone that's been scared to, try and make tight window throws, try and put the ball exactly where I want it.
Back shoulder,
Nice.
Watson, touchdown Green Bay.
Jordan, what's your read on this team? How far can it go?
I think every day we come in here, we're getting closer and closer, and you see there's just more energy, excitement in the building. Guys are having fun, and it's fun. It's fun being around these guys. I think this team's really coming together a lot. A lot of guys have been here and been able to build these bonds, and now we just got to go let it show on the field.
Personal hopes, dreams, and aspirations.
Personal, I'm trying to be great. Obviously, everybody wants to win a Super Bowl, be MVP, all these things, but I'm not trying to put a limit on the expectations or how far I can go this year or how far this team can go. But the standard is Super Bowl. Everybody says that going into the season, but it's one thing that we just got to keep pushing and keep believing that we can do.
We are joined now by my esteemed colleagues from Packers.com, Mike Spofford and Wes Hodkiewicz. Welcome, gentlemen, and I think it would be fair to say that Jordan's supporting cast is talented but young. Mike, who jumped out at you during the preseason?
Well, I would have to say Jayden Reed, the second-round draft pick out of Michigan State. The Packers have tried a number of different players at the slot receiver position in Matt LaFleur's offense. A few years ago, it was guys like Tyler Ervin and Tavon Austin. Randall Cobb was most recently, and he might have been the best of the bunch. No offense to him, I think Jayden Reed fits this offense as a slot receiver maybe better than anybody the Packers have had since LaFleur got here. He is young, there may be some ups and downs, but there's a lot of promise there.
Wes, you always seem to have a guy. Who's your guy on offense?
My guy, Larry, for this would be Luke Musgrave, because the same thing Mike was saying, things you don't typically see from offensive players. Well, look at Luke Musgrave doing end-arounds and things of that nature. I mean, this guy is huge. He has size, he has speed, but he also showed some of those little characteristics, too, you look for in a tight end that plays right away. I think he showed enough as a blocker. Really excited to see what he can do right out of the gate. I think he adds a different dimension in the middle of the field that can also complement a player like Jayden Reed.
All right, coming up, we're talking defense, and we'll be talking to Chief Game Wrecker, Rashan Gary. Don't go away.
I just know the type of player I am. Never, taking it for granted, man. So I'm going out there every play just to show the organization that, man, that's all I wanted. So I'm trying to take my chance and run with it.
Green Bay's 2023 defense features 8 returning starters. This core combined for more than 100 starts last year and figures to be in line for a whole lot more this season. The Packers defense is looking for more consistency this season, but there's no shortage of talent on that side of the ball, and a ton of it belongs to Rashan Gary. He looks ready to go, and Rashan's a game wrecker for the opposition. A very unique blend of talent and attitude. Label Rashan a football zealot.
He's hit and sacked. Hammered down. Rashan Gary.
Rashan violently exploding.
He is playing at a different speed right now. Gobbled up.
Rashan, I think if I asked any one of your coaches, they would say Rashan loves ball. What do you love about it?
From the time I stepped into this building, Green Bay Packers, I'm always thankful for the opportunity. I know everything that my mom instilled for me, my family, my whole support group. I can't express how much, the feeling is to provide for your family. Never, taking it for granted, man. So I'm going out there every play just to show, the game of football, show the organization that, man, that's all I wanted. So I'm trying to take my chance and run with it. I owe the game so much.
The game was taken away from you for a while, through no fault of your own, just taken away. Do you find you appreciate it even more now?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's crazy, you hear everybody saying, enjoy it while you in it. And, I've always been a hungry player, always been a motivated player, but this just sparked, something a little extra into me. So I just can't wait to see when I hit the field and how things going to be.
Your support group. Something tells me that your mom is like the chairman of the board of your support group. Is that true?
Yeah, she's at the top hierarchy. That's one of the first people I called once I got injured, and as a mother do, and as my mother does, first thing she wanted to make sure I was all right. And I told her I was all right, but every mom know when their son's not all right. She took a flight, was able to be with me, keep me out of my own head, and just keep me believing and just keep me on my toes.
Now you guys have played in the past terrific defense in stretches. This year, the mission is to be the butt kickers you guys all want to be and can be on a game in, game out basis.
That's from the front seven to the back end. We have to be consistent. I want to say we got one of the best lines in the league, if not the best defensive line in the league. And then don't let me talk about our back end, top in the league. So it just takes everybody to be consistent and for everybody to go out there and hold the defensive standard. That's running to the ball, getting the takeaways, and just being ball hogs, playing with maximum effort. So we keep doing that, and us being consistent, because we already close as brothers. We already done seen what it looked like. Now we just got to be consistent every day.
Do you take pride in being an every down player because you're also a disruptive force against the run?
You have to. It feels good knowing that I'm just not running on the field on third downs, and I'm actually, able to play, 1 through 3. If we got to go fourth down, then I'm there. And I just know, the type of player I am, especially, when I'm 100%. So we know what we're building in this building. We know offensively, defensively, special team-wise, what we're building to and what it's looked like and what our standard is. So outside noise, they could keep on talking, but Green Bay, we know what we got in here. And we working to get another ring. Ain't nothing changing. Going to the playoffs, that's the expectation. So nothing's going to change. That's everybody's mindset that's in these chairs behind us.
Back with Mike and Wes. And Mike, while we're in the neighborhood, what have you seen from first-rounder Lucas Van Ness?
Well, you see all the physical attributes that you could ask for at that position. Hercules is a very appropriate nickname for him. But two other things I really like. One is that because the Packers have Rashan Gary and Preston Smith, you're not going to ask Lucas Van Ness to play 60, 65 snaps a game right away as a rookie. The other thing, occasionally we saw him do some drill work with the defensive linemen, and maybe the Packers are going to slide him inside in certain packages and take advantage of some of his defensive line experience to get after the quarterback.
Wes, when you look at the rest of the Packers' edge players, you have kind of an intriguing blend of youth and experience.
You really do, Larry, and obviously a guy like Preston Smith jumps off the page, an old workhorse, so to speak, that has only missed one game during his time here in Green Bay and really his entire NFL career. But Kingsley Inigbare is the guy that I thought in training camp really impressed me. When you talk about guys taking that second-year jump, he's showing all the signs right now.
Guys, in the back end, Pro Football Focus says since 2018, Jair Alexander's coverage grade is 91.9. That ties him for best in the NFL. His teammates would agree.
Jair Alexander. Glove-like coverage, outstanding.
Man, what can I say about Jair?
What everybody should know about Jair, he's the best that's doing it. If you watch the tape, you know he's a lock-up DB. When the ball's in there, he's going to go get it.
Jair, he's somebody you don't want to throw the ball to.
Jair, the player, is a dog.
Jair's Jair, man. He's a dog.
He's a dog. I call him Superman.
John Money. He's going to give it to you, and he's going to make sure you hear about it after, too.
Technician.
Freak, cat-like quickness. He's different, man.
Some of the stuff that he do is stuff that only Jair can do. I don't think he's from this earth. He's not human. I think you talk to him, he'll tell you that.
My style of play is undescribable, man. It's just supernatural. You just see it, man. It is what it is.
And that's game, folks. What can I say?
Mike, going into camp, the Packers were looking pretty strong at corner. They have Rasul Douglas, Keyshawn Nixon in the slot, and then camp starts, and suddenly this Carrington Valentine guy explodes onto the scene. You cannot have enough corners in today's game.
Yeah, certainly not, and especially when your first-round draft pick from a couple years ago, Eric Stokes, is going to be out at least the first month of the regular season while he's still rehabbing that terrible foot injury from last year. But Valentine, 7th-round draft pick out of Kentucky. He's a very aggressive, a very attacking player. The Packers might have to dial that back a little bit, but it's certainly easier to coach a guy that way than the other way around.
Wes, the safety spot opposite Darnell Savage. Throughout the preseason, kind of fluid, But now that the regular season is here, it seems to have settled down. What do you think?
Well, the musical chairs went all the way back to Rudy Ford by the time training camp was over, and it's a nice pick for the Packers right now. It will remain fluid probably, but Ford brings you that hard-hitting, hungry safety that I think the Green Bay Packers were looking for back there. You go back to when he signed with Green Bay last year, he was looking for an opportunity to cement himself as a safety in the NFL. 3 interceptions last year, got himself noticed, and now has a huge opportunity.
Coming up, more love for Jordan Love, and the Zach attack takes over at right tackle. Don't go away, please. This Total Packers special is brought to you by Software One, by Nicolay Law, and by your local Chevy dealers.
There's nothing like playing against divisional opponents.
It's always a physical matchup.
We got 2 passionate fan bases. We share a border.
Knowing that you're seeing someone twice, you kind of want to send a message.
2 historic franchises going after it. They don't particularly like us. We have a disdain for them, and we've gotten the upper hand with them.
There he goes! Touchdown! Intercepted, Jair Alexander!
Meeting number 207 in the NFL's oldest rivalry has Green Bay gunning for its 5th straight victory in Chicago. Regardless of location, Coach Matt LaFleur is 8-0 against the Bears. The Packers opened training camp looking for the guy at right tackle. And in Zach Tom, they found him. Here's Zach, and the Packers are running a drop back off of play action. And you can see all the friendlies are over here, and Zach is on an island. And he is going up against Josh Uche, who had 11.5 sacks for the Patriots last season. Watch Zach. The feet, the hands, more feet, and Uche is getting nowhere on the corner. He tries to spin, and that war is over. Touchdown, Packers. The thing that's surprising about Zach's game is the movement he gets in the running game. Now, he is bigger than he was last year, but he is still not one of those ginormous tackles that are so popular in the NFL. But look at him right here. He takes this lineman off the line of scrimmage, puts him on skates, takes him 5 yards off the ball. A.J. Dillon follows that block and goes for 14 yards. Another example, and on this play, it's 1-on-1. There's no combo block, there's no working with somebody else. It's just Zach and the other guy, and Zach works him and walks him off the line of scrimmage, creates a soft spot, and while this play doesn't look like much, it gains 4 yards, and on first down, that's a winner. Zach also played center during the preseason, and he's a lot like Elton Jenkins. You could line him up virtually anywhere, and he'd play well. Now, this block in the open field is not unique to the center position, but it is kind of fun to look at. Now, as the season wears on and injuries happen, who knows where Zach Tom ends up playing. But as of now, he is the Packers' starting right tackle, and a good one. When you look in the mirror, do you see a right tackle now?
Yeah, I can say that now. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable with my footwork, and yeah, I do.
The 4th round has been very good to the Packers' offensive line. It's amazing. Josh Sitton, T.J. Lang, David Bakhtiari, and now Zach Tom, all 4th rounders. Back to Jordan Love and his performance this season, it's yet to be determined. But as for his teammates' belief in him, that case is closed.
Tremendous player, a guy that come in and work his ass off every single day.
He has some intangibles that people flock to. He's somebody that guys follow when he gives a direction.
He's a guy who brings people together, brings guys together, everybody around him. He makes sure they're okay before he checks on himself.
He's a competitor. If he make a play, he's going to talk. Like, he's going to let it be known that he made a play.
The talent clearly is there. No one really wants to be a backup, so he's got his shot. I'm excited to see what he does with it, and I can't wait to help him in any way I can.
He can make every single throw, super confident. I go to war with him any day. Like, I got so much respect for him. The more he plays, the better he'll get, but he's ready.
I would agree. Jordan Love is ready, but Mike, how about the Packers as a whole? Are they ready?
They sure look like it, Larry, and you know they're eager to get out there and play. I will say, though, that on the defensive side, you'd like to get Rashan Gary back to full capacity as soon as possible. He certainly is. You want that defense to find a steady level of play, not so much the ups and downs that they dealt with last year. On the other side, you want to have David Bakhtiari at left tackle for as many games as possible. That will really help a young offense continue to grow and show progress as the season goes along.
Wes, how about your keys to 2023?
Yeah, Larry, for me, it goes back to what Mike was saying. The Packers, yes, they are young offensively, but they have veteran talent where they need it most for a first-time starting quarterback. Bakhtiari, a 5-time All-Pro, great way to start, but right next to him is a 2-time Pro Bowl left guard now in Elton Jenkins. And then in the backfield, Jordan Love's best friend, having Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon back there. Guys and veteran presence that can really help make his life easier as he begins his maiden voyage.
Guys, I think an underappreciated key is the Packers maintaining the same attitude they've displayed throughout the preseason. It's been exemplary, and they need that attitude over the course of a long, hard season. There's going to be ups and downs. Attitude will carry them through that. And I'll tell you something else. If they can stay in the hunt, the chase, whatever you want to call it, through the first half of the season, look out, because here they come. This football team will get nothing but better. Thanks, guys, and thank you for watching. That's it for our Total Packers season preview. Until next time, take care and bring on the Bears.